Jimmy Kimmel returned to late-night television on Tuesday night in a moment that was both triumphant and deeply personal, delivering his first on-air remarks since ABC temporarily suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live. Amid one of the most contentious controversies of his career. Welcome viewers to my channel. Please subscribe, like my video and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. The episode, which quickly became a focal point of national attention, showcased Kimmel's trademark mix of humor and candor, but it also revealed the emotional weight of navigating a landscape where comedy, politics, and corporate pressures intersect. In what many viewers described as a gripping and at times emotional monologue, Kimmel used his platform not just to entertain, but to defend the principle of free speech, address misunderstandings about his comments, and reflect on the intensity of the week that had just passed. The controversy began with remarks Kimmel made regarding the alleged shooter in the fatal attack on conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Kimmel's commentary, intended as a critique of the act of violence and a broader social observation, was met with immediate backlash. Nexstar Media Group and Sinclair Broadcast Group, two of the largest owners of ABC affiliates in the United States, publicly declared that they would not air Jimmy Kimmel Live, citing objections to the host's comments. The refusal highlighted the extraordinary influence that media conglomerates wield over what content is made available to local audiences, and it sparked debates about corporate control, political pressure, and journalistic independence. In response to the affiliate group's actions, ABC, owned by the Walt Disney Company, announced that it was suspending the show indefinitely. This decision, which many critics viewed as an attempt to appease political and corporate pressures, quickly drew criticism from fans, free speech advocates, and media analysts. The suspension lasted only a few days, as Disney ultimately reversed its decision, allowing Kimmel to return to the airwaves. Nevertheless, both Nexstar and Sinclair maintained their position, keeping the show off their stations, which illustrated the fragmented nature of broadcast media in America and the ongoing tension between corporate policy, political interests, and audience access. The atmosphere inside the studio for Kimmel's return was electric. The host was greeted with a lengthy standing ovation, punctuated by chants of his name, as the audience made clear its enthusiasm and loyalty. This reception underscored the unique relationship Kimmel has cultivated with viewers over years of hosting the program, a connection that transcends political affiliation and highlights the role of late-night television as a cultural touchstone. Kimmel began the monologue with a lighthearted joke to ease into the evening. Who had a weirder 48 hours, me or the CEO of Tylenol? This blend of humor and gravity would come to define the night, as Kimmel navigated between levity and earnest commentary. Kimmel's opening remarks quickly turned serious as he addressed the overwhelming support he had received from both friends and viewers. Notably, he emphasized messages of encouragement from individuals who often oppose him politically, highlighting that the principle of defending free speech can transcend ideological boundaries. He mentioned praise from conservative figures including Senator Ted Cruz, commentators Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, and Republican Senator Mitch McConnell. Kimmel's acknowledgement of support from across the political spectrum served to reinforce his point that the controversy was not about partisanship, but about the broader issues of expression, responsibility, and accountability. Our government cannot be allowed to control what we do and do not say on television, and we have to stand up to it, Kimmel said, his voice resonating with urgency. He addressed the pressure he had felt to conform, self-censor, or apologize, noting that while he did not expect to change anyone's mind, he felt compelled to speak authentically. I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say tonight, and the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to change many minds. If you like me, you like me, if you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about converting anyone. The emotional heart of Kimmel's monologue focused on clarifying his remarks about Charlie Kirk. Through visible tears, he expressed regret for any misunderstanding, emphasizing that he had never intended to trivialize the tragedy. It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man, he said. I understand that for some, my comments may have seemed ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. For those who believe I pointed a finger unfairly, I get why you're upset. If the situation were reversed, I might have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side of the political aisle whom I love and remain close to, even though we disagree. I want to be clear, the person who killed Charlie Kirk does not represent anyone but himself. This was a disturbed individual who believed violence was a solution, and it is not. Kimmel's remarks also underscored the role of corporate and political pressures in shaping the modern media landscape. He praised Disney for supporting him during the controversy, noting the courage it took for the network to reinstate his show despite criticism. At the same time, he highlighted the precarious position of media organizations facing political scrutiny, citing former President Donald Trump's public statements in which he explicitly called for Kimmel and the hundreds of people who work on the show to be fired. "Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke," Kimmel said, emphasizing the broader implications of political interference in entertainment and the stakes of defending creative freedom. The host also referenced Trump's expressed desire to target other late-night shows, including those hosted by Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers, and urged viewers to remain vigilant in support of fellow comedians. Kimmel's appeal to his audience reflected a growing awareness of the role comedians play in public discourse and the pressures they face when addressing politically sensitive topics. His message highlighted the fine line that late-night hosts must walk between humor and social responsibility, particularly in an era of heightened polarization and scrutiny. Despite the controversy, Kimmel did not issue a formal apology, which Sinclair had reportedly demanded as a precondition for rebroadcasting the show. Instead, he leaned on his signature wit to navigate the tension, injecting humor into the situation while maintaining his integrity. He joked about feeling sorry for Trump, noting that the former president's attempts to cancel him ultimately increased the show's visibility. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show, Kimmel quipped. He might even have to release the Epstein files just to distract us from this. Following the monologue, Kimmel transitioned into a comedic sketch involving the Federal Communications Commission, FCC. The sketch featured a pre-recorded segment with Robert De Niro, who adopted a parody version of his iconic Goodfellas persona to lampoon regulatory overreach. The segment referenced FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who had previously urged ABC to take action against Kimmel in response to his remarks. In the sketch, De Niro's character humorously threatened Kimmel, illustrating the perceived absurdity of governmental attempts to regulate speech on entertainment platforms. "You don't need to know my name, and I am the new chairman of the FCC," De Niro declared in character, adding a layer of satire to the segment. As the sketch progressed, Kimmel commented, "It seems like the FCC is using mob tactics to suppress free speech," to which De Niro responded, "What the F did you just say to me?" The segment concluded with a humorous note that, "Free speech ain't free no more, and would now be charged by the word," lampooning the tension between creative expression and regulatory oversight. Kimmel's return to the airwaves was not only a personal victory but also a symbolic moment for late-night television and the broader media landscape. It highlighted the challenges faced by entertainers who navigate controversial topics, the influence of political actors on corporate media decisions, and the enduring importance of defending free expression. The episode sparked widespread debate among viewers, critics, and industry insiders about the boundaries of satire, the responsibility of public figures, and the impact of media conglomerates on content distribution. Moreover, Kimmel's return reminded audiences of the cultural role that late-night television plays in American society. Beyond jokes and celebrity interviews, hosts like Kimmel often serve as commentators on politics, social issues, and national events. Their work straddles the line between entertainment and public discourse, a balancing act made increasingly complex in an era marked by polarization, social media amplification, and instant public reaction. By blending heartfelt reflection, political commentary, and comedy, Kimmel reaffirmed his position as a leading voice in this unique cultural sphere, demonstrating that late-night television remains a powerful forum for discussion, critique, and satire. The controversy surrounding Kimmel also drew attention to the fragmented nature of broadcast media in the United States. Nexstar and Sinclair's refusal to air the show highlighted how corporate decisions can significantly shape audience access, reinforcing the reality that even national networks are subject to local affiliate discretion. Analysts noted that such decisions can amplify polarization, as different communities may receive entirely different media experiences depending on the policies of local stations. Kimmel's situation became a case study in how corporate policy, political pressure, and creative freedom intersect, raising questions about the role of media in a democratic society. Ultimately, Jimmy Kimmel's return to television was a multifaceted moment that resonated far beyond the walls of the studio. It was a testament to the enduring appeal of late-night hosts who combine humor with social awareness, a reminder of the challenges of speaking freely in a highly scrutinized environment, and an illustration of the ongoing tension between corporate media interests, political influence, and public expectation. Through humor, sincerity, and unapologetic commentary, Kimmel reclaimed his platform, demonstrating the resilience of creative expression and reaffirming the essential role of satire in fostering dialogue and reflection in American